What's up guys, Isaac Walton here with another action camera review. This time it's from SJCam, courtesy of GearBest. It's the M20, a new action camera with a novel design. Let's take a look at it here. Notice on my left, I've got my good old favorite ELE Explorer Pro. This is a traditional sort of GoPro style design for a camera. This camera rocks an entirely different design. It's actually almost vertical instead of a horizontal box, and it's a lighter weight as well. A couple cool features pointed out here on the box. Can shoot up to 2K res. It has the same, I believe, chipset as the Get Up 2, another one of my favorite action cameras, which can also shoot up to 2K. This can also shoot at 4K, but it's interpolated, so we'll talk about the 2K. It's 30 frames per second. And also exciting, this is a gyro anti-shake action camera. So this is the M20. Now there's a few different types of action cameras I've covered recently. A lot of them are in the very, very cheap category, such as the ELE H9 or the SJ7000, SJ4000. Those are like in the sub $70 range. Get Up 1 and the ELE Explorer action camera all fall into that range as well. This camera is in a different range. This is similar to the Get Up 2 or the ELE Explorer Pro, in the range where we're talking more like 100, 120, somewhere in that range. But the cool feature that those cameras all have, and this one has too, is a gyro, which basically means it tries to automatically stabilize your footage. Let's dive into this box, see what we got. So great job here by SJCam. Really nice, smart packaging, solid build here. I've really been impressed with how these Chinese cameras are increasing the quality of their packaging. Here's the camera itself. Take a look at this sexy little action camera here. See, it's taken a new design. It's not the same as the old GoPro designs, but it's still GoPro compatible for mounting options. That means like this head mount I use here for filming a lot of the fishing videos and stuff, this thing will pop right into place. Fantastic. How we actually open up this camera is a little mount at the side here, or a little clip at the side. Got to use quite a bit of force. Pops right out. Little spring there. That might be a weak point. So far it's been fine. And here is our M20 action camera. LCD screen on the back. You can see the front here. Let's pop it out of its case and see what it looks like. Very sharp little camera. Nice design by SJCam. Big props in the making, a little more innovative style. You got an SD slot, HDMI slot, micro USB slot. This camera is capable, I believe, of video out for FPV flying, something the RC guys should like. Got a little microphone here, or not microphone, the speakers here. Not so much on this side, but the battery's unique. Get this question a lot. This is not a battery that will work with the SJCam or other SJ cameras, I mean, or other GoPros, stuff like that. This is a unique battery just for the SJCam M20. Have our buttons up top, and also buttons on the side. There is a Wi-Fi app that works with this. It works fantastically. Have tested out on Android, no problems at all. It's just a little slow. I'm able to connect, record remotely, turn it on, turn it off, and even view playback videos on my phone, which is great. Let's go ahead and see what else is in the box here. Here's the case. A couple things you'll notice with the case. It's pretty small, pretty lightweight. Feels good. I did notice this button here, little spring, goes down fine, but I feel like it needs to be just a little looser, a little bit tight, and I have to press it kind of hard to get the camera to turn on and off. Inside the box you'll kind of find some of your usual stuff that you see in a lot of these action cameras as far as accessories. Looks like we got a cleaning cloth, we got different mounting options, all GoPro compatible. These kind of side mounts here. See what else we got. Belt clip mount, I like those when you're not going to be filming with the camera case. The ever popular bike mount, have used those when I was doing mountain biking in the past. Some adhesive pads, and a bunch of other options. Plus, what would be complete without the SJ camera manual? Up top, see what we got here now that I've kind of torn this box up. More mounting options. Some more adhesive pad, the grippy pad, and a USB charging cable. Let's take a look at the ELE Explorer Pro here on the left and the SJ camera side by side. You'll notice this SJCam M20, it's got a completely different design, as I mentioned earlier, compared to the more traditional design with the ELE Explorer Pro. I still like this design a lot. It's the original, it's the old favorite, but big props to SJCam for going out on a limb and doing something a little more innovative here. Looks good, looks really solid. That means, of course, the waterproof case will not be compatible for this camera with other cameras and vice versa. And like I said earlier, the battery, which is down here, is not going to be compatible with this battery here. Okay. Chipset on this one, Novatech 9660. Pretty good one. Also, the image sensor on this, same as what's in the Get Up 2. I believe the image sensor on this is the IMX206. It's a Sony image sensor. Very capable sensor. It puts out some very good quality images, which you'll see here pretty soon. All right, let's talk some more stats on the SJCam M20. Couple things. I already mentioned that it could film all the way up to 4K. That's interpolated, not true 4K, so don't worry about it. It's 4K at 24 FPS, but interpolated is basically fake 4K. It's really exciting, 2K at 30 FPS, and then what's really functional is 1080p at 60 or 30 frames per second, plus slow-mo 720 all the way at 120 frames per second. And I don't know anyone who really uses this, but VGA 848 by 480 at 240 frames per second. I think it's got about 166 wide-angle view. You can kind of shut that down to a smaller view from wide, normal, and narrow focus. And there's also a turn off distortion feature. So if you really don't like kind of the wide angle, you should turn some of it off. Let's take a look at the menu modes here on the M20. Boot it up. Boots up pretty nice and fast. Cool SJ camera logo. See if I can't turn that, get rid of some glare on it. A little bit of a glare there. Clear, crisp. You got your format up there, the resolution, battery life, mic on, off, date, time, and amount of space left. Up top, two buttons here. On the left is power or cycle options or cycle modes. Here is record, stop, start, and then on this side, a little bit hard to see, hopefully you can make it out. This turns on Wi-Fi or scroll up and then scroll down. But like I said earlier, the app actually works really well. Your phone just connects to it. It's available through the App Store both for iOS and Android. I've only used it for Android. You can say it's fantastic. Just a little bit slow when you're processing big videos. So we'll go ahead and press this. Now we're in the camera mode. The sensor is actually capable of 16 megapixels from what I've read, and it seems to be a true 16 megapixels, not like the ones that are sort of fake and upscaling. So it looks quite good. Go ahead, and then with just 2 clicks, you're into the menu option. I like that. You don't have to fiddle around too much. They've taken kind of a different approach than GetUp's taken, and they put some of the special modes under the menu option. So I'm in the default video photo mode right now, but if I scroll over, which I'll do right here, I can go to playback, video time lapse. You can adjust those settings. Slow recording, so 720p. Photo time lapse. Notice this has both a photo and a video time lapse, something the GetUp doesn't have. Really like that option. It adds a little more variety, especially if you're going to be taking some of these time lapse options. Burst mode, also cool action mode. Underwater, just tweak some of the visual effects kind of. There's an FPV mode if you're into the FPV drone racing. Really cool there. I think it has video out. Motion detection, I tried that. What happens is you click this, it'll start recording once it detects motion, and then about 5 to 10 seconds later it'll shut off if there's no more motion. So very helpful, actually a true motion detection, kind of like a security camera. Also a car feature here. I haven't tried it. I think it involves booting up if it detects a power source. Remote control, I don't have the wristwatch for this, but that is available. And then your setups. Let's go into the menu. We can change our resolution. There's loop recording, field of view. You can go wide, off, or middle. I'm just doing wide by default, kind of like the wide angle look. Wide dynamic range. I've heard people get the better results with it off, so I turned it off. Gyro sensor, I have that turned on right now. Audio, volume, timestamp, always turn that off, guys. TV mode, OSD mode, video file format, bitrate, double file, power on record, so automatically start recording once it detects the power is on. Image size, quality, so you can choose from fine, normal, economy. I've got it on fine. I've got a big SD card in there. Why not use it? Sharpness, I've got that on my default settings. White balance, default color. You can choose normal, black, white, retro, warm, cool, and I have it on normal. And ISO is adjustable. EV, I think it's exposure. RAW, you can shoot in RAW if you want to. I don't use that, but if you're really into photography, you might. Distortion correction, some people like that. Takes away some of the wide angle view, but still has a big view. Date and time, auto power off, keypad tone, light set, screensavers, frequency. The screensaver basically will let you adjust how quickly the camera sort of times out when you're not using it. Rotate the image mode, very helpful if you're going to be recording upside down with a drone. Logo, watermark, language, multiple languages available, and the Wi-Fi password, and format, version, and then boom, with one click, I'm out of that, and I'm back to recording. So really, 2 main options plus a menu option that allows you to select the special modes. Very neat. Big props to SJCam for making the menu scrolling very pain-free, very easy to use. Alright guys, so that's kind of it for looking at some of the features of the SJCam. A few things I have noticed is it quickly powers on, powers off. I can easily get it recording. The audio is pretty easy to hear, although I wish there was a little more audible beeps when I'm turning on the not turning on, but actually starting recording and stopping recording. Regardless, let's take a look at some of the sample footage here. I'll have some comparison footage and some straight up action footage. Had a great day out here in Southern California. I think you guys will enjoy it. Let's check it out. Alright guys, you've gotten to see some footage from a fun-filled day I've had out with the SJCam M20. This camera is a blast to use. It's easy to use, it's lightweight. doesn't get in the way, it's responsive, and I'm really happy with how the footage turned out. The little LCD screen on the back is really nice. The gyro feature is also super nice. Initially when I got into action cameras, I was like, the cheaper the better, as long as it shoots at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and it's good quality. Yeah, and that's actually true for what I feel for most people getting into using action cameras, just want to record a few fun days out on the beach or fishing or hanging out with friends. But if you're going to be doing a little more recording, you got a YouTube video channel, it's nice to have a gyro feature, and you're going to pay a little bit more for that. So I recommend at least looking into one that has a gyro if you're not sure about it, because you're not going to buy a Steadicam. Like, that's crazy, you know? Anyway, big props to SJCam for doing a somewhat innovative design with the M20, making it nice. My only real complaints with this thing is the case, I think, could use a little bit of work. Now this button here, they said earlier, doesn't always power it on and off as quickly as I'd like. I think the contact isn't quite as great. That may just be a quality control issue. Other than that, the spring is a little loose. Not loose, I shouldn't say that, but I feel like it is a little flimsy. Haven't had any issues with it leaking in water or anything like that. Overall, fantastic camera. Now, some of my top cameras right now that I'm using is the ELE Explorer Pro, the Get Up 2, and now this M20, I can safely say, joins the ranks of those excellent, high quality, but still affordable action cameras with a gyroscopic stabilization. Alright guys, this is Isaac Walton for Hunting the River King. Big fan of this camera. I'd say it's easily on par with the Get Up 2, which is my favorite action camera right now. Probably a little bit better than the ELE Explorer Pro. Still all definitely good cameras, and this one easily compares with them. Take a look in the links if you want to see my written review, if you want to go ahead and purchase it online, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them. Do try to read the written review if you have some questions too. Alright guys, Isaac Walton here, Hunting the River King. Thanks for watching. Later.